Okay, fine. So I have started the recording of the entire proceedings. Okay, fine. I share the screen. Let us open the software itself. Okay. So my SAP software is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So this is the SAP software, which is the home page. You can say it the home page or the page which is for the end users. Okay. So before going to customize or before going to create the organizational structure of company code, let us first understand some more things regarding this particular screen. Okay. Actually, this particular area of the screen, this is for end user activity. Okay. But consultants or the customization activity never performed in this screen. So for going to the customization area, there is another backend, or there is another set of a set of transaction codes, or a separate area where only the customization is done or system development is done. So how to go to that area in SAP? Anyway, if somebody wants to go to a particular place or transaction code, then there is a path. You can reach to that place through the path, or you can put the transaction code here in the command prompt and put enter and go there. So for customizing area, if I go through the path, then I have to click on the tools. Under the tools, there is customizing, and under the customizing there is a img folder. We have to open up that img folder, and here is called, here it is written as spro or execute project. So click on this execute project or spro. Then I will come to the SAP, then I will come to this screen, and I click on SAP reference IMG. Once I click on the reference IMG, then this area, specific area, is for customization. And customization of not only in FI module, but all the module customization is performed in this area itself. Okay. So all the module customization is done in this area. So frequently in SAP we will go to this customizing area. Frequently, initially we will go very frequently this customizing area. So instead of using the path, there is another way to avoid the lengthy path. So how to do that? Let us come to the easy access again, or home page again. For coming to the easy access or home page from any screen, if we put \n and enter, then automatically we will come to the easy access. So SAP has a system through which any frequent transaction codes or any frequent area where we work, we can keep it under the favorites folder. There is a folder called favorites, and we can put certain things under favorites. So favorites means these are the favorable areas. Actually SAP is so vast that the users, or even if somebody is a consultant, they have to work in very specific areas. So this area is for all the consultants. Okay. So and we will also frequently move. So for frequently moving, I am using this path tools. Then I have to go to the customizing. Then after customizing, I have to open up this IMG and coming to the SPRO. So directly we can come to this place. How directly we will come to that this place? We can put the specific steps in a favorites folder so that it can save our time. So let us use that for putting it in the favorite folder. Actually the entire path is already there in my favorite folder, like your tools. This is tools. Then under the tools that is customizing. This is the second step, and third step is IMG, and under the IMG there is SPRO or execute project. If I put here also, if I click here, then also I am directly coming to this screen. But let us see how the particular path, up to a particular path or up to a certain point, how to keep it in the favorite. Because I have already created it in the favorite, first of all let us delete it. After deleting, again I will create the same thing. So I am going to delete that.
This is breaking actually. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. System is also slow, I think.
Hello, your voice is. You are not audible.
Just a minute. Okay, okay. You lost the network connection. I'm just again logging in. Okay, fine. Again, I am joining. There was some issues. I think now it is okay. Okay.
You are audible.
Okay, okay. Now it is fine. So again, I am logging in. I am sharing the screen now again. Okay, fine. So opening the software. Okay, fine. So my software is SAP is visible now.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, let us delete this favorites. Then I will again create. For deleting any of the favorite, we have to put the cursor here, and there is a icon delete favorite. I am clicking there. So favorite is deleted. So any specific thing where I have to frequently do the work, I can put it under the favorite folder. Like very frequently I have to do the customization. So up to a certain point I want to put in favorite. Like up to this point I am putting it under the favorite. So I should just put the cursor here under SPRO, and there is a icon also called add to favorite. Once I put the add to favorite, then this particular thing is coming here. Okay. Similarly, any transaction codes which the user wants to use it very frequently, it can also put it in the favorite. For example, FB50, that is the transaction code for entering the JV, journal vouchers. So if we want to put it in the favorite also, we will put the cursor here and click on add to favorite. So this is the way in which we can put certain thing under the favorite folder. Okay. So that is the thing. So now I am going to create my first customizing object. First customizing object, which is the topmost organizational object in financial accounting. That is creation of the company code. So I have to go to the customizing area. So once I click here, then my time is saved. Then I click on the SAP reference IMG. Okay. So many things are here, but now it's time to create the organizational structure. So I will directly come to the enterprise structure. Okay. So every nodes which is appearing here, it will be having sub nodes. Also under the subnode there are also again some subnodes below that. So it will just put it, everything is arranged in such a way so that if we open off the node enterprise structure, then we found three nodes are there. First is definition, second is assignment, third is consistency check. So we will choose definitions because we are in the initial stage, we are creating the organizational structure or we are defining the organizational structure in this SAP ERP software itself. So I have to click again in this node. Once I click on the node, then it is again opened up. When it is opened up, I see all the definitions of different modules are appearing here. For example, any organizational structure or hierarchy or very basic organizational structures relating to financial accounting, it is appearing at a different and it is appearing at the top. Then controlling is appearing, then logistics, then sales and distribution, material management, logistics execution. This is logistics general and this is logistics execution. This is plant maintenance, human resource management. So for all the modules of SAP, initially consultants do create the organizational structure. So I am in the financial accounting now. Then again I will click on this node. Once I click on this node, so many organizational structures or definitions can be created here. So I will choose third one, that is edit, copy, delete, check company code. So for creation of anything in SAP, I have to always click on this clock button. Clock button means this is implementation activity guide. It is a activity for implementation. That means I am in the process of implementing the SAP and I am in the process of creating the organizational structure company code. So once I click on this, then another window will be opened. So in this window there are two options: copy, delete, check company code data, and another one is edit company code data. So now I have decided not to copy or not to delete or not to check, but my task is to create a fresh company code, create a fresh organizational structure or create a fresh registered company. So therefore I have to choose the second one, that is edit company code data. Okay. So once I click on the edit company code data, a list of company codes will be appeared here. So how many are there? Now it is 201. So 201 numbers of company codes which are already created in this client. I have already discussed the client. Whenever we log on into the SAP system, then first of all, by default one client will come in this demonstration version, but really in the practical sense there are three numbers of client what has been discussed. So in my client, 201 numbers of company codes has already been created. Okay. So whenever SAP software is purchased from the market, purchased from the SAP India or the licensed software providers, then already there are some organizational structures and master data is already there in the respective clients. Like these are the company codes which are already created before, but some of the company codes the users create. Let us take an example. See, this is the company code which users create, XYZ company. But the company codes which is already created, how do we distinguish? Because Bestron, the word Bestron is beside the name of that. Okay, Bestron Malaysia. That means this company code is created as a model company code which can be used in Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines. So there is also model company codes which is because you know that every company code is subject to regulations of their country. So SAP knows what are the best practice that is adopted in different countries. So whenever SAP software is purchased, along with that, some model company codes, model practices has already been inbuilt for different country specific operations. Okay. So India is also here. We can also search India. We can also search India. Model company code India will be there. So, but we are going to create our own company code. Okay. We are going to create our own company code. So, while creating a fresh company code for our implementation practice or implementation kind of orientations, two things has to be kept in mind. SAP software is always believing in some short name or SAP object. Whenever I will create any object in company code means I am going to create an object, organizational object or organizational structure. So whenever any object will be created in SAP, one has to identify it through a short name as well as a descriptive name. And regarding the company code is concerned, the identification of company code as per the standard practice is the short name should be numerical and the long or descriptive name maybe will be always text. So that is the standard practice. That means the company code short name should be always numerical. Okay. So now I have decided to create a company code, but that number which will represent to my company code, which will be identified for my company code in this software should be unique and it should not be between this 201. So already 201 numbers are there, but I will create my company code having a short name as well as a long name, and that short name is to be always, as per the standard practice, that short name should always be numerical, but it can be alphabetical also, no issues. My previous sessions or people are also so many created, see these are alphabetical or alphanumeric, it may be some alphabetic, some numeric, but better if it will be numeric. So before deciding the number, first of all we have to search whether any coincidence will be there, whether same number any company code has been created or not. Okay, so that is the first thing we have to decide, whether the same number is used or not. If the same number will be used, then the system will not accept, because all these company codes which has been created, they are listed under one table. So in the one table, if data will be duplicate, object will be duplicate, it cannot accept. While in the creation stage also, it is automatically error will throw or notification will throw. Okay. So now let us decide that I am creating one company code using the name number, say starting with 7. So starting with 7, if I am using starting with 7, I can have 7,100. Okay, so let us have 7,100. So I decide it, then I move forward, click on the new entries button. So I put the short name 7001. Okay, and in the description I put the name as Max Industries Limited. Okay, and I am putting the city. Suppose I am giving the city as say Kolkata, and I am putting the country. Before putting the country, there is a button called drop down button. If we go through the drop down, 235 numbers of countries are already appearing. That means these countries has already been created in the SAP, and every country will be having a short name as well as a long name. Short name is 2 digits. There are 2 fields only, and this is text, and these are the descriptive names. Mind it, the company code can be maximum 4 character. So it can be alphabetical, it can be numeric, or it can be alphanumeric, but maximum 4 characters will be there. So I have given 7001, limiting this 4 character. It cannot be more than that, but the description can be big one, like Max Industries Limited I have written, but some some space also left out. Then out of these countries, our country India is also here. So I will choose my country India, stands for IN. Then I will choose my currency. So here in my company code, I am going to declare here to the SAP software that in which currency my transactions will be recorded. So that is your company code currency. Any currency you will declare here, it will be regarded as a company code currency. That means balance sheet and profit and loss account or financial statement will be prepared in the currency which is declared in this screen only. Okay. So now I am declaring the currency as INR. Then language. So what will be the language of our transactions? What will be the language of our financial statement? So drop down is also there because it is a global package. We are configuring or we are doing the customization for a company belongs to company code belongs to India. So it can be at other different countries. So different languages will be used. So many languages, 42 languages are here, but we will choose English. English stands for EN. So click on the address. Once we okay, you may not change the currencies in the document exist. Let us just put in. Let us go there. INR. Okay, so I think there is already a company code 7001. Let's see. 7001. Yes, there is a company code which is already there in the 7001, but it was not in the list. So let us create another one, 7004. Let us see, check it. Then I will create 7004. No, 7004 is not there. So again go to, instead of 7001, put it as 7004. Max Industries Limited, Kolkata, country is INR. Why it was not accepting? Because that 7001, it was not a Indian company. Okay, so that's why whenever I was trying to put currency INR, it was throwing error because some documents.
Actually, you said to create 7100, but while writing you write 7001. That is why.
Okay. I see it correct, but I created 7001. Yes. So this is English, and okay, click on. Okay, it's accepting. It's unique 7100 or 7100. Then coming to the details of this company code, some more informations are also required. So we are selecting it as company because there can be other organizational different organization, but we are choosing as company, and let us have the long name again. And so many informations are required here. Let us have the informations as Sada Street, postal code say 300002, say country is again I am putting IN. So many informations are there: post box, postal code, telephone number, mobile number. But some of the things are mandatory, like country is always mandatory. Other some informations I have given. Then I will click on copy. Okay, once I click on copy,
Just a second here. So how to identify what is the mandatory field and what is the optional?
suppose mandatory field, there will be a check mark. For example, see, there is a check mark here. So that check mark means this, we cannot escape this field. We have to put compulsorily some information here, like country. So as this field is compulsory, it is shown through the check mark itself. So I am putting here the country IN. Other, actually in this particular screen, nothing is compulsory except country. So I am putting the country. Other things are very much required, like your street number or address, postal code. So some of the things I put here, and I click on continue. So once I click on continue, these are the additional information in addition to this basic information, and then I will click on save. Okay, again I am saving. Once I am trying to save, a customizing request will come. So what is this customizing request? Let us understand. As we have already discussed that SAP is implemented in a different client or different server, and whatever customization is done, it will be transported or it will be transferred to another server or another client, which is called the quality client or testing client, and this particular customization is tested there whether it is okay or not. So whenever any consultant do the customization, it has to save the customization in that particular development client or development server, because there are three servers: development client or development server, quality client or quality server, production client and production server. So for demonstration purpose, we have been given only one server, which we can use for the development. Also we will use it for the quality check or testing, also for end user activity. So even if that will be the same single server, but we should put all our customizing request in a specific folder belongs to myself, so that it will not be distinguished. For example, there is a customizing request coming in the name of FI basic customization for Gandhi group. So what is this FI basic customization for Gandhi group? Somebody has created a folder in the development server having the description of this. But as I am creating first time, the first customization, so I do not have to save this customization under this folder. If I put in this folder, then it cannot be traced later on by the basis consultants or by myself also, where I have saved my customization step, because it is subject to rigorous checking at the other client. That means that customizing request has to be transported to another server and it should be checked there. So for uniqueness or for identification, first of all, and this is a one-time task, I have to create a folder. Under my folder, I will save all the customizing request. So for creating a fresh folder under my name, I will click on create request. Okay. So once I click on the create request, a window will come where I will create the request. For example, I am creating a request, FI customization for Max. Okay, this is the identification I have given, and I click on save. So that customizing folder has gone and this customizing folder came, and I click on continue. Okay.
Here is a question. Actually, this customization when you are doing and the request is coming, the request is mapped to the ID or the request is mapped to the company code.
The request is mapped to the ID. Let us go to that place and again see, so that we can know where it is. For example, let us go there. Okay, suppose I am making some changes. City I am putting here Kolkata. I am editing something, and I click on the continue, and I want to save. So it is automatically saving. But if I create another customizing request, I will show there how it is linked to the user IDs. Also, there is a transaction code belongs to basis person to see that customizing folder. What are the things there? Let us. I'm just forgetting that customization code. Let us. Okay, in the next customization I will show you. Okay, but if that transaction code, that transaction code could be recalled, we can see directly by going there. But let us have the next customization, and I will show you there how, where it is saved and where it is linked. So the first organizational structure we have created. Then I will go to the second organizational structure. The second organizational structure is the creation of the name of the group company, because SAP is implemented in those organizations which are very big, very vast. There will be subsidiary company or holding company kind of relationship, or there will be group company under which there will be different subsidiary companies. So I have created a separate identity called company code, and it is a individual. It will be having a separate balance sheet and profit and loss account. But now let us create a group company to whom under the group company this company code belongs. So I created this first, and second time I am creating a group company. Then I will make the linkage. Linkage means in the software itself I will link my company code under my company, so that the software in the SAP FI organizational structure, somebody can recognize that this particular company code belongs to this group. So click on define company. There are already 216 numbers of companies are there. Company means group company as per the SAP terminology. So click on the new entry button. Now suppose this group company will also be identified with the number system. Suppose I am giving the number, that was 9000, that was 9100. Okay, that was
So
the.
can you go back? Can you go back once? Can you go back once?
Yes.
Go back once because the company code creation is clear from definition. You went to that edit copy.
Yeah.
Okay. For the group company also you are following the same path.
The path is same.
Okay.
So I have created 9001 created na. What I have created? I have created 7100 na. So this I have created. Okay. So this is my company code 7100. So now I will create the group company, define company, same path, but the bottom is coming at the beginning. This is for my company code, this is for the creation of group company. So I click here. So here also I have to check out. Actually 7100 is my company code. So it is supposed to belongs to a group which will be having the numbering system, will be that 7000 or like that. So 7100 is there. So let us create 7111. 7111. Okay, then I am giving the name max group of companies, if there is a second name, that can be also used. I am not using that. So say the head office or the group headquarter is also in Kolkata, but in a different location. Post box number it is asking, but let us have the post box number 100. Postal code say 300025. City will be say Kolkata. Country I can have directly put IN. Language, there is language EN. I can go to drop down or choose. Also say this is the group company which is also belongs to India, so currency will be the same. So put here INR and click on save. So while saving, again the customizing request is coming. So now I have to go to my own request. Okay, so this is the request for myself. So this is the customizing request I have created, and this customizing request is under my user ID 68 font 2. 68 font 2 is the user ID of myself. Under 68 font 2 there is a system, quality system. This is the system which is there, and under this I have created two numbers of customizing request. This is the customizing request I created now, and this is the customizing request I have created before. Before means some days back I have created a fresh customizing request for another demonstration. So there I created the folder FI basic customization for Gandhi group. Okay, so it is always linked to the user ID. That's why it is a one-time task. Why it is a one-time task? Whenever I will do the customization, automatically my folder comes. Why my folder comes? If somebody will do the customization, then my folder will not come, because it is linked with the user ID. Okay, so my folder will come. Obviously I can change that, but by default my folder will come, and in this folder one by one everything will be remained. So let us see. So this is the customizing request I have done previously, and it is appearing here. Okay, so once it is customized, a separate subfolder will be created, and everything will be under your user ID, and there also client number will appear, because I have already told that any customization we do it under the development client, and later on this customizing request has to be transported, or it has to be transferred to the quality client or quality server. So if somebody will see the customizing request, then automatically it will found out the client name. Let us go to again. Okay, it is opened up. It is opened up. Let us see. Okay, I have to again create. This has not been saved. Define company. It takes a lot of time. Data logged. Okay, let us come back and again log in. I was there for so many times, so it was okay. Again do it. Again create that organizational structures. Define company. Okay, fine. So 70001 max group of companies. This is the address, post box number, postal code, city, country, language, currency. Okay, then I click on save. So once I click on save, my customizing request is coming by default, because this is the last time I have used this one in my user ID, so it is coming now. Just click on continue. Okay, so once I click on continue, then I am able to create the group company identification in this software. So I will go to the third one. Okay, third step. In the third step, I will do the linkage assignment. So what is the linkage? I have created the individual registered company. I have created the group company. But till now, the system, SAP system, doesn't know that this particular company code belongs to my group. So for that, I have to go to the assignment node. Under the assignment node, the path is same. I have to come to the assignment node. Under the assignment node, I will go to the financial accounting and I will click on assign company code to company. So this is the customizing object linking area. That means there are two customizing object I have created. One is company code and another is company. So now it is time to join the two customizing object. So click on this clock button. So here there is no new entries button. Why? Because I am not creating, or nobody is going to create a new thing here. So what the person or the consultant will do here? It will do only joining of the two numbers of customizing object which is already created. So what is this two numbers of customizing object? One is company code, another is group company. Okay. So for joining, already 202 numbers are appearing in this table. So I have to search myself. I have to search my company code 7100. So this is the search button, like control F. So I put the company code number or identification, short name, which is numerical, and click on continue. Okay. Once I click on continue, my cursor is directly appearing here. This is the company code name, but extreme right, I have to add it, I have to link it with the respective group company. So I have decided these are the list of group companies. So
7111.
yeah, 7111. This is 7111 which has to be linked. So I am putting here 7111 and click on save. Once I click on save also, my customizing request is again appearing, and as it is last time used, and it is also not only last time used, it is linked with my user ID. So in my user ID there are two customizing requests. Okay, out of these two customizing requests, last time I have used this one, so automatically it is coming. Okay, another Gandhi group of companies also I had created, but it was but this is used for my last customizing step. So by default it is coming. So click on continue, and automatically this customizing request assignment of company code to company is completed. So this is the third step. In the third step, we have linked two numbers of organizational structure with each other.
Here actually the aspect is that no, while the customization request is coming and there is a field no to write no FI customization for Max. So there also you can write what exactly you are doing, like no assignment of company to company code or something like that. So that whenever you go to that, you can see what exactly is that particular request. And second part is that why the FI request number is remaining the same. The 131 is last time. And when you did this time also it is 131. How it is remaining same?
See, that is the folder name actually. Again, I will go there and I will show you, because that folder needs, see, regarding the naming convention is concerned. Suppose here I will declare the name, the folder name. I will change every time my folder name. This is not desirable, because inside the folder, whatever request is saving, it is already having the description, system description, that this is the assignment. Again, I will show you in the next customization. We will go to our folder.
Once you change the name, the request number will change. Once you change the description, the request number will
yes, request number, because it it is the identification of my folder, and for identification of folder is linked with the description or name of the folder. Okay,
Got it. Got it.
so and again in the next customization also we will go to that folder and we will see that this three numbers of customizing object what I have done, in which style this has been saved. Is it possible to identify these three particular things or not? We will see there in our next customizing when we will save. Actually there is a transaction code to directly open my folder, but this is a basis transaction code. I have not used it for a long time, so I am forgetting, but there is a transaction code. Let us try it. SM04. SM04. Yes, SM04. This one. SM04. Let us. No, it is not accepting. No, SM04 is for the display of the users. SM02. No, this is also okay. Okay, we will see it in the next customization. We will see it. So, in the next customizing step, we will create our business area. Okay, though business area is a redundant thing, but we will create. But there is another organizational identification or organizational object or customizing object which is prevalent, that is segment, but we will also do that segment. But let us understand how to create a business area, because still now some of the organizations they believe in business area and they are also using that. So previously actually for the purpose of segment reporting, organizations used to create business area. Okay, suppose our country is divided into 4 regions, we are creating 4 numbers of business area. So transactions are recorded using the business area and it was used as segment reporting. But later on another customizing object was also available in the SAP in the name of segment. So using business area as segment was later on redundant. Later on it was not used, but we will use it as well as we will use the segment, because segment has lot of extension modification. It is linked with controlling module, your costing module, material management module. So lot of support and extension has been provided later on in later versions for the segment. But business area is also as before. So let us create the business area.
This area is only for the geographical segmentation or the product segmentation also it works?
Normally it is made for the geographical segmentations, but another customizing object which is called segment, that can be used for anything. For your this is segment, defined segment. I will also create segment and show you. This is your defined business area just below the company code creation. So click on this business area. Already 97 numbers of business area has been created here. Okay, so if we want to create my business area, I will go to the new entries button. Suppose I create my business area max E, that means max Eastern business area. Okay, similarly I am creating max W, and max W I am putting it as say max Western business area. Similarly I am putting another one max S, which will represent max Southern business area. Similarly, let us have max n, like okay. So now let us save. While saving, this same customizing request is coming. Let us go inside it again. Okay. So there are two folders I have created, but this is my folder. So let us again have a thorough scrutiny of my folder and see what are the things laying in that folder. So I am just opening up here. Again I am opening up. See, three numbers of customizing request I have done. What are these three customizing requests? From the description itself, it is very well known. I have created the company code. Okay, I have created the company code, and this is the thing which I have created. I have created the group company, so this is also there. I have assigned the company code to the company, this is also there. So things are just a minute, it's not
where from you are opening this?
same. uh, just I'm coming here. See, this is the request coming. Okay, if I click on continue, then everything is over. But
Yeah.
if I want to go to the inside my request folder, I click on own request. Once I click on own request, this particular folder is appearing. In this folder, which is very well linked with my user ID, there are two numbers of folder which is created. One is Gandhi group, which is previously created, and today I create this folder. Okay, so I have to see what exactly customizing object I have been created. Then I have to open up this folder. So I have to click here. Once I click here, sorry.
It's clear.
So once I click on this folder, this particular customizing task folder will come. Then if I click here, then this three numbers of objects which I have created and saved in my folder, it will appear. One by one, whenever I will do any further customization, it will appear like this under this node, under this hierarchy. Okay, this hierarchy will be opened up and it will increase by anything. So I am sure that this is my customizing request. So I close here. This is the folder I am going to save it. Then I click on continue. Okay. Once I click on continue, this business area creation is also over. But business area is something which is not linked to a company code, because business area is freely created in the SAP system or SAP client, and the business area can be used by any company codes. Suppose I created my business area. There are already so many business area has been created, but there is no customizing step where business area is linked to the company code. There is no such step. Why this never happens? Because suppose any group under a group company, there are different company codes. Suppose Tata Group, they have different company codes in India. So Tata Motors is also using in a eastern region. Similarly, TCS is also doing its business in eastern region. So creating business area and linking it with a specific company code is not a desirable approach. So that's why SAP has not given any facility or not given any option to assign the business area with the company code. Like previous assignment, your group company is linked with the company code, but though I am creating business area, there is no scope to assign this business area with my company code because it is free. Any company code can use it. So the assignment screen is not available. So this is the fourth customizing request what we did.
Here is a question actually. So unless and until the business area is linked to company code, then in case of any transaction or later on if you are trying to sum up or consolidate, how exactly you know what region, how the transactions of a particular region can be clubbed together or a reporting can be framed on that basis?
Okay. Uh, Suppose we want to see the operation of a specific business area. So the first thing is we will choose the company code. So once we choose the company code and then filter it, once we choose the company code means it is clearly distinguished from the transactions in the same business area of other company codes. So system will filter. Second thing is we are for the second filter we are using that specific business area. So once we use the two filter mechanism, first is company code, second is business area, then automatically our report will be ready to show only those specific transactions in that business area belongs to our company code. So even if there will be other company codes operated in the same business area, because it is a free concept, free customizing object, so even if it will be there, but it will never appear in our report, because our report, SAP report, is specifically showing by two numbers of filter mechanism, not only business area but also along with it company code is attached. So only specific things will appear. Okay, but in case of that, in if something is linked with the specific company code, then what happens, other company codes do not get the opportunity to do business in that business area. So business area customizing object is such a thing, it is once created, it is free to use by all the company codes in this client. Okay, but if there could have been any facilities to link it with the company code, then other company codes could not have the opportunity to pass any transaction using that business area. So that restriction mechanism would be applicable, but SAP has no such assignment mechanism for the business area with the company code. So even if that is there, but it is not disadvantage to us, because in our company code, if we are going to generate the report for specific to our business area, then two filters will be there. First of all, business area, but it will not be generic. Again, if we give the filter of our company code, then only specific transactions belongs to that business area of our company code only be appeared before us. Okay, so this is there, that is the mechanism.
Just to know, sorry. Actually, suppose there will be a transaction of say 1 crore rupees in the eastern region sales. Okay, in the transaction screen, so there will be a field for business area.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
and I will be selecting that particular business area. Suppose whatever we have, no, whenever we have created that in customization. So eastern region का जो भी कोड हम लोग create किए, accordingly we have to choose that particular in business area. So automatically it will be going to that bucket. No?
yes, it will go to that bucket. But the most important thing is, in financial accounting, any transaction you will do, the first requirement is you have to choose the company code.
Correct.
So the transaction is saved with the two numbers of object. First is company code, second is business area. So that's why.
So here even if it is not linked or assigned to anything, but during the selection process, since you are selecting, so it is automatically getting attached during transaction process to that company.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, under the master data, actually the or customizing object, or it is a master, it is a kind of master data or customizing object. Though under the customizing object, we have not hard coded with the company code, but at the time of the transaction, it is automatically segregated. It is automatically linked with the company code. So there will be no issue in generation of the report specific to the business area as well as company code.
Correct.
So that is the then we will go to the next area. So previously we were in the enterprise structure. Okay, then we will move to another area. Okay, here two numbers of things are there. One is financial accounting, another is financial accounting new. So what is this financial accounting and financial accounting new? What we are going to use? Are we going to use this node or are we going to use this node? Actually we are going to use this node, not this node. Why? SAP has different versions. Okay, so before ECC 6, there were old versions of SAP. They use traditional approach. So for their customization, any organization which is already there in the traditional mode also, since though SAP has undergone a vast changes, they have to use this financial accounting. But for the ECC 6 enterprise central component, we have to always go through this financial accounting within bracket new. So here it is classic financial accounting, and this is your financial accounting approach, new financial accounting or new GL approach, which has been started from the ECC 6 versions. So always henceforth any customizing which we are going to do, we will always prefer this node. So click on this node. Once we click on this node, there are so many sub nodes appearing. Financial accounting global settings new, general ledger accounting new. So these things are appearing. Now let us click on financial accounting global settings new. Okay. Under the global settings new also, there are many subnodes are appearing like ledgers, global parameters, documents. These things are coming. Now click on this ledgers. Under this ledgers, another subnodes are also coming: fields, ledgers, fiscal year and posting period. So open the fields. So these things are coming under the fields. Similarly, if we click on the ledgers, so these are the things under which are coming under the ledgers, and these are the things which are coming under the fiscal year and posting period. Okay. So we will come to the next customizing request or next customization, which is called the fiscal year or financial year. So what is this fiscal year? As we know, this process of customization we are doing for systematically creating such an environment which will help us to record the financial entries, accounting entries. So accounting entries means first it is period based, year based, fiscal year based. So in India, we follow the fiscal year or financial year starts from 1st April and ends on 31st March of the next year. Okay. So we have already created the name of my company code, but the second most important thing is which fiscal year we are going to use, because European countries and countries like Latin American and US, they use the fiscal year starts from 1st January to up to 31st December. So for every fiscal year is identified in the SAP software, and for that purpose a customizing identification is there, which is called variant. If I click on this button, there are different fiscal year variant which is created, which is already there. Somebody has created or it is already there. See, this is the fiscal year variant, which is the calendar year. Okay. Calendar year means it starts from 1st January and ends on 31st December, 12 months. Okay. Similarly, there is another fiscal year variant B3. These are the system defined fiscal year variants. It starts with April and ends on the March of the next year. Here there are 12 numbers of posting period and 4 numbers of special period. What is the meaning of this? So if a company starts its financial recording of the financial statements from 1st April and ends on 31st March, so naturally there are 12 months. 12 months means 12 numbers of posting period and 4 numbers of special period. What is the meaning of special period? Special periods are those periods which starts when the posting period ends. Our 12 numbers of posting period ends on 31st March. But after 31st March, we need some more time for the closing of our transactions, closing of our financial statements, because it is subject to audit. So for this purpose, SAP has given 4 numbers of additional month after the normal posting period. So in the normal posting period, all the users, they pass the entries. But in the 4 numbers of special period, only specific persons pass the entries, and the entries which are passed after March, maybe it is in April, maybe May, maybe June, maybe July. Within these 4 months, any entries that will be passed, it will be saved backdated. It will be saved in the last month of the financial year, or it is saved in the March. So these 4 numbers of special periods are the additional months provided by the SAP, where we pass the accounting entries or entries as per the recommendation of the statutory auditor, and only specific users have the facility to pass the entries in this 4 numbers of special period. I am selecting this and I click on the period folder. Just a minute. Both the things are highlighted, so it is not accepting. So click on the period. Okay. So once I click on the period, actually I am going to use this B3, which is already defined in the SAP system. I am not going to create my identification of my fiscal year, because SAP package comes with the fiscal year variant, which is 12 numbers of posting period and 4 numbers of special period. It starts from April and ends on March. Here, but we have to understand what are the things inside this period folder. So in this period folder, the first column is month, second column is days, third column is period, fourth column is year shift. So what does it mean? Month means calendar month. So this is one, means this is January. So January means how many days? 31 days. But as per our fiscal year variant V3, what will be the period? Normally in our case, April is the first period, May is the second period. So 10th period means the January month of the next. That means our calendar, our fiscal year starts with April. So though April is the 4th number of calendar month, but as per the period concept of B3, it is the first period. Again I am saying 4th month, this is the 4th month, that is calendar month, that is April. It is 30 days, but as per the period concept, this is the first period, because in India the financial statements are prepared taking April to March, and April is always the first period. In SAP terminology, this is the first period. Similarly, May is the 5th calendar month. As per the calendar, this is 5th month, and this is 31 days. But as per our fiscal year variant concept, this is the period 2. So similarly, these things will carry on. But January, this is period 10. Okay, fine, no issues. January is the period 10, February is the period 11, and March is the period 12. Period 12 means that is the end of the year. But there is a minus sign here, year shift. What does it mean? Let us understand. See, SAP always understand the fiscal year. Suppose our financial year starts with April 2022. As per the SAP terminology, this is called fiscal year 2022. So the months which lies in the year 2023 but belongs to this fiscal year has to be converted into the SAP language. SAP should understand it. Those months belongs to the calendar year 2023, but these are part of the fiscal year 2022. So April to March means fiscal year 2022. So fiscal year 2022, but the January month, February month and March month which will come in the year 2023, that has to be converted into the fiscal year 2022. So SAP has already put -1, that is called year shift. Year shift means the calendar year has been converted into the fiscal year. Okay, SAP system understand the fiscal year, it do not understand the calendar year. So those calendar years which belongs to the calendar year, those calendar months which belongs to the calendar year 2023 has to be shifted by -1. So here -1 is assigned after this January, February and March. -1 is used. Okay. So we are not going to create anything here, just to understand. We will use this B3 for our purpose. So fiscal year variant is B3, which is going to be used for our business, for our company code. The next task is assign company code to fiscal year variant. So this is the next button. Click on this clock button. Okay. So here nothing new is there. So I am not going to create anything new here. So in this screen I will just make the linkage assignment. So I will click on this position button. So now 7100 is my company code. Okay, this one. But here the fiscal year variant is missing. That means whenever I am creating the basic customization, I have to definitely declare what will be my financial year or fiscal year. So I can type B3 here, or I can go to the drop down and select B3. B3 is the fiscal year variant which starts from 1st April and ends on 31st March of the next year. It is having 12 numbers of posting period and 4 numbers of special period. So now I am linking the B3 and I click on save. So once I click on save, automatically my customizing request is coming. Let us again go to the folder and see what is the situation of my request, how many requests is already saved. If I open here, then I see already 4 numbers of customizing request I have done. So this is the 5th step I am going to do. The last one was business area. Okay. So now let us go to again. Let us again go to that. So I have come back again. I am going to this place where I will do the linkage. Financial accounting global settings, ledgers, fiscal year and posting period, assign company code to fiscal year variant. Okay, this data is logged. Okay, I am again coming back and I will do. Okay, I was in this screen, so that's why it is showing as logged. So I am clicking on continue. So once I click on continue, I will close this one. Okay, unless and until I will close that, I cannot come back. So this is the customizing request and I click on continue. Once I click on continue, I see my Max Industries Limited, the fiscal year variant is already declared. How it is declared? Already model fiscal year variant or standard fiscal year variant, it was already there, B3, and I only use that V3 for my company code Max Industries Limited. Okay, so this much is the customizing steps, and these are the things. We will close it. Again tomorrow I will start with the next customizing steps. These are the basic customizations, and I will also share the video in the group. So let's learn that and do the practice. I will also share the study materials of this basic settings and general ledger accounting. Okay. पाढ़ी बाबू आपणकर सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल करिया सेशन. ओके, आई एम क्लोजिंग द सेशन, देन आई विल कॉल यू.
Okay, fine.
Good night. Good night to everybody.